everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy.
What did you feel like? For example, you said you got bullied here. Like, why do you think that happened? Is because the bullying here, it's more like a verbal thing? You think it has to do because you came from another background?
Definitely, yeah.
What do you attribute that?
Yeah. That's a funny one, actually.
Because the bully here doesn't get much into a fight, right?
No.
Like we'd get in South Africa and Brazil. It's going to be sorted out.
Yeah. So it was actually, a lot of it was sort of like being in Perth. It just like a lot of the teachers were actually almost like pretty much just as afraid as a lot of the other kids. Because it was predominantly like sort of, I think it was like either like sort of like Aboriginal and things like that. Because they wouldn't actually be able to sort of, it sort of created a bit of a dynamic where even the teachers were quite scared. So I'd be in the back of the class, like have like 5 people around me, and the teacher's just like, oh, you know, like,
there's nothing we can do.
Don't do that. And it's like, man, like, you know, it's like when
they're still doing it in front of them, but they're not doing anything.
So, you know, that really sort of, I think that sparked a bit of like, okay, if nobody's, there's not always going to be someone there to help you. So you like have to sort of learn to like think for yourself and like
look after yourself.
So I think that's sort of.
So it was more like kind of like gang type stuff, because this is quite common here. Like people from, you know, Australia and people from other countries and stuff. There's a lot of youth gangs issues with a lot of schools, like in Melbourne and stuff like that. Like with a lot of immigrants and stuff that are coming here as well. That they have, like we had somebody on talking one time, you know, that was a police officer. We didn't actually release that episode, but they talked a lot about that, about the youth gangs and stuff. That's a real problem in Australia at the moment.
And I think you're a target, but because you're the only one from another place, you know what I mean? Like it's much harder for you to actually have like
the same connections and friends
so
and
it's
stuff,
easy target. But it's funny because I come across a lot of parents. Like the other day I came on one and he was like, oh, I want my son, he's being picked up in school a little bit. I want him to be able to fight. And I actually went home and thought about that. And I think there's a misconception. It's actually about the kid learning how to defend himself, and that confidence kind of like portrait that he will pass to reflect on the other kids will by itself make the other kids not touching him. Because I remember when I start training jiu-jitsu, when I start get a little bit good at jiu-jitsu, no one never picked on me anymore. Like it's really funny, but
your attitude changed, your persona changed, the way you carry yourself changed.
I count like if I got into a fight, it was like 1 or twice. You know what I mean? Like I hate fighting. I would never fight unless the last thing and there's nothing else. But I remember clearly that I was never people never picked up on me once I start get good in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like they picked up someone else, but not me. You know?
Yeah, because I was the South African kid, the white South African kid. You know, because like one of the jokes that everybody says when they first meet me, this was like all the way through school, was it's like, oh, you're from South Africa. It's like, and you're white. It's like that was literally like the common thing. So one of the like when you actually pronounce my name, like so in South Africa, like our R's are really strong. So when I'd introduce myself, it's like Martin. So that's how we say it. And so what like being able to say like Martin the way I say it like now was so difficult. Like if you hear my brother talk, his name's Arnold, which is Arnold. So it's like a really strong, so everybody would pick it up.
Like the accent is different. So they're like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
that's
he's the, you know, the South African kids. It's like that sort of sparked that. Yeah, I think it was just something for people.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
thinking,
normal for kids and people.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like,
it.
when there's difference, people get a bit worried or uncertain about it. And unfortunately, people are super unkind to things that they're fearful of. And uncertainty brings a lot of fear up in people, you know what I mean? Because they don't understand.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.